Match. How are you?
I'm good, Judy. How are you?
Good. Thanks for taking the time to interview with us today. And Mach Molina is the Vice President of Critical Connection Philippines. And we know that there is a big time zone difference. And thank you for making this happen, Mach.
Thank you too. It's actually convenient. It's. I'm starting my morning here in the Philippines while
Oh,
I think
yeah. Well, good
yeah, you're
morning to
ending
you.
there.
I'm on the nighttime here over around 5 or 6 here. And so, Match, let's start and can you share your background, your career? How did you begin this career in operations?
Well, I started my first outsourcing company in 2005,
Oh,
and I
wow.
think that's where I really started in this line of work in this industry,
Hmm.
and then yeah, and then last 2020 we started Critical Connection to specialize on more on finance and accounting outsourcing. So it's a
Right.
bit different from the other outsourcing companies that we do. So that's how it came about.
Well, that was my next question is what are your complete services of Critical Connection?
Well, basically, we provide finance and accounting
Yes.
services, but we also do a lot of consulting.
Yes.
Our management team in the US are very experienced in the field of consulting, and we we do this under the NetSuite cloud,
I
right?
see.
So we also do NetSuite migration and implementation
Oh,
to
wow.
support our basic accounting services.
I see. So besides business management and finances, you also support systems management and implementation and IT and also HR, I heard. So that's a pretty full package right there.
Because everything goes hand in hand. You know,
Right.
if you're gonna provide outsourcing services like in finance or accounting, you need the proper technology to back it up, and
Mm,
you need you need the right resources also to back it up. That's why human resources is a very big part of what we do.
right. That makes total sense. So it's not just the consulting, but you actually provide the actual systems and the personnel and the implementation. So it's all in one. That's awesome. You're almost like an integrator.
Yeah, we try to provide total package, the
Yeah.
total solution to the needs of our clients,
Right.
which differ from every client, right? So we that's why it's heavy also on the consulting because we really do study their business
Hmm.
and identify on how we can support these clients effectively.
Got it. Can you share some more functions of operations that you normally do in a day?
Well, here in our Philippines office, a lot of I think our main function is really the management of resources,
Hmm.
from acquisition to utilization of our resources here. Because really, our Philippines office is really the base of our resources and operations, right? So our that I think that's our main function really here in our Critical Connection Philippines.
Got it. Match, can you share a challenging experience or a situation where you really had to figure a way to manage operations when there's multiple deadlines happening at the same time?
Well, like I said, our main challenge is really how to manage our resources, right?
Right.
So I love handling people. I love dealing with people, but there's lots of problems attached to that as well,
Mhm.
right? So that's one of the challenges that we encounter day to day.
Right. And in a situation where you had to prioritize tasks, take me through your mind of what you're thinking as far as like giving priority to this task over something else.
Yeah, that's a great question because
Thanks.
really, daily we were faced with lots of tasks, right?
Everyone's urgent, right?
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah.
So I think with prioritizing tasks, the important things are, well, number one is communication,
Yes.
right? And that's a challenge also for us, but because most of our people work remotely. Like we have people in Los Angeles, we have people here in Manila, we have
Right.
people outside Manila and the
Right.
provinces and all that. So with the team being remote, um, we need to make use of technology so that in order for us to be together, be one, and not only that, we always try to promote really effective communication within the organization, so that we can identify what needs to be prioritized, what needs to be done, who does this, who does that. Although we have a system in place or standard procedures in place, there's just sometimes that you need to pivot, and you can only do that when you have that communication across the
Right.
team. Yeah.
That segues into my next question. I was asking, what tools or technologies do you use to help streamline these processes, and how do you enhance productivity?
Well, like what I mentioned earlier, our main technology is NetSuite,
Hmm.
right? So NetSuite is an ERP where you can do so many things there. Everything, right, can be done under NetSuite. So that's our main tool in terms of technology.
Match, for people that don't know what NetSuite is, what is it exactly? Is that a CRM, or what kind of system is that?
It's an ERP system.
Okay.
Uh, we have, of course, we have NetSuite experts in our team who can migrate old system other systems into NetSuite. It's not only an accounting and finance tool like QuickBooks or the other more commonly used accounting tools online, but
Right.
it's like a whole system. You can do human resources there. You can, if you have the right people who can implement the features, that it's really a whole ERP system.
I see. How do you define and measure high performance amongst your employees?
Well, in terms of employees, like what I mentioned, since we most of our staff work remotely, we
Right.
focus we focus more. So it's really hard. Well, it's not hard, but it's a challenge that you don't get to see them, right?
Yeah,
So
that makes sense.
yeah, what we focus a lot is on the deliverables and
Hmm.
of the staff. So that's why where they are measured really, with what they deliver, what they can produce.
Got it. Madge, how do you measure risk management? Well, how do you approach
Well,
management?
yeah, well, when it comes to risk management, I think the most important thing is you should have a proactive approach in terms of risk management, because
Yeah.
really what you don't want to happen is for the risks to become reality, or for the risks to become problems, right?
Right.
So early on, you need to identify the risks, right? I think it's basic in risk management. Identify the risks in order for it to avoid becoming a disaster or a bigger
Right,
problem,
a bigger
right?
problem.
Yeah,
Yeah,
especially because we're dealing with a lot of people. I
yeah,
think that's where our risk can arise, right? So
yes,
you just need to have your protocols in place so that you can
yeah.
identify the risks once while it's early.
Right. Yeah. No, I hear you on that. And that's wonderful to know that you're much more proactive because I see this often in companies is they're always reactive. Something, their system blows up or their IT falls apart or, data security leak. It could be anything, right? And then they're
Yes.
like, frantic and emotions are high. And it's good to know that you're mitigating that and taking a look at the different areas where it could be secured or it could be reduced, instead of like what you're saying, falling into a bigger problem or a disaster that probably didn't even have to happen if you had security measures.
Yes. That's right.
So, what are some of the biggest challenges you faced in this role?
Well, it's really the management of resources. Number one is acquisition.
Right.
That's a big thing. That's a big challenge. And for done with that, you have to again be proactive in managing the resources that you have. Are they being are they underutilized? Are they overutilized? Are they being efficient? Right?
Right.
Will they are they are there flight risks, right? So those are the things that you really it sounds very simple, yet
It's
it's really
complex.
complicated.
Yeah.
Yeah, sometimes it's really complex, especially if you're handling teams
Right.
that yeah, that you need to that support your clients, right? So you really need to be on top of that.
Got it. Match, what just from your years of experience, I'm curious to know what are the three elements that makes operations successful? Like what do you think are the ingredients to make operations run smoothly and be as successful as it is?
Yeah. Number one is communication, I think,
Got it?
whether verbal, written, or it's AI or something like that. So that's number one, and maybe number two, I would think is technology.
Yeah.
Especially nowadays, you can have all the right ingredients, but if you don't have the right technology, then it wouldn't fly. And specifically with critical connection, like what I previously mentioned, is management of resources.
Management resources. Interesting. Yeah. Got it. Can you share an experience where, let's say, you had to give constructive criticism to an employee, and it may be a little uncomfortable, but you know that you're helping the growth of that employee. Can you share an experience that you've had that's similar to that?
Yeah. Well, in critical connection, we try to have regular meetings as a group or individually, one on
Got it.
one, in order to provide feedback. We often do it during one on one meetings. We like evaluate or critique the but like what you mentioned, we try to make it always positive.
Yeah. Yeah. Right.
I think that's one of the main value that or main or our core one of our core values in the company is really to have a positive working environment. So we're really big into that. we try to make everything positive, even criticisms and all that. We try to do it all in a positive light.
Yeah. So it sounds like you're very, very nurturing and proactive in cultivating your employees' skill set and their work ethic, or, giving them higher education. From what I heard through Cara the other day, is that you do promote within and give higher education. So yeah, the constructive criticism is there for a good reason, to be a stimulant for higher growth, it sounds like.
Yes, because a lot of companies would always, it's easy to say that we're trying to promote a positive working environment and everything and all that, but
Right.
it should be really a conscious effort, an ongoing effort.
Yeah.
Really,
It's natural. Right.
yeah, to have that. It's not always the case, right? But in Critical Connection, we really try to have that culture in our company.
Got it. Yeah, it sounds like it's just embedded in that you don't have to be on deadline. Oh, it's quarterly performance reviews, I mean, it sounds like you're just watching the employee and observing him or her, and seeing how they perform. So yeah, that's good to know. Match, how do you stay informed of trends and regulations, and if there's a new technology that needs to be adopted? How do you stay informed, and how do you keep up with that?
In terms of our staff or in our teams, like what was mentioned earlier, we encourage additional trainings, certifications,
Yes.
seminars, or whatnot. If ever we see something that would help our teams or our staff, then we encourage them to take further studies. Because especially with accounting, right? It's dynamic. Sometimes the regulation changes every now and then. So we try to promote continuous education in our company, not only in house but also further education outside of our company.
Of the firm.
We do try to promote that.
Got it. Match, what do you think clients like most about your services?
Well, I think, to simply put it, our services are professional yet personal.
Mm-hmm.
Right? So it's different for every client. It's suited to different needs. That's why, like I said, it's not only your typical finance or accounting wherein you just do the books and leave it at that, but we also do a lot of consulting. Our management team in the US are very experienced in consulting, so it makes our services more suited and more personal to the needs of our clients.
Right.
And yet we have a professional, we do it professionally, right? So we create these relationships, right, with our clients, and then we provide them with good professional services.
Yeah. It definitely sounds like you're not a cookie cutter template where you fit all the clients in and make that work. It's more personalized. You get to know your client's brand and their business needs and what needs to be tailored as services for them. And it just sounds like you just have such a big array of services that you can just, it's almost like a plug-in play where, oh, they're missing HR, so let's bring in some personnel in, or if there's some sort of system management area where they don't have, let's say, a CRM system of some sort, then you can come in as that as well. So there's not many people that can go to a business management consulting firm and get, a one-stop shop. I mean, that's usually people have to shop around with multiple disciplines. That's a
Yes.
great asset. Match, what is an aspect of your job or your role that you enjoy the most?
Dealing with people. It's
Really?
cha- it's the most challenging, but well, it gives me fulfillment when you
Yeah.
are able to provide opportunities for people and you see them grow,
Yeah.
right? So I've come across a lot of people, a lot of employees. So a lot of people have gone and left, and whenever, let's say, there comes a time when people leave, when I
Yeah.
see them leaving better, a better person, a better employee, from as compared to the time that they arrived, then that's something that's fulfilling for me. Whether whenever I see people take advantage of opportunities and grow their careers with us, I think that's one of the things that I like about what we do.
Yeah, it sounds like you enjoy the journey and the process of working either with a client or employee and watching them elevate through the years
Yes.
and growing to their highest potential and success. So that's wonderful. I mean, not everyone. I would think that CPAs would like to like go behind the behind the screen and not really want to talk to people, but I guess I was wrong about that, you know? I mean, salespeople love to work with people, but it's good to
Yeah,
know
yeah.
that, that you enjoy working with people and helping them through their journey and to be their strategic partner and gaining that clout and that clout and success.
Yeah.
Um,
And
yeah.
really, yeah, like I said, what I said, really, it's about providing opportunities also,
Okay.
especially here in the Philippines. Good
Yes.
opportunities are a bit scarce as compared
Mm,
to maybe
US.
like
Yeah.
US, right? So you'd like to see these good people get these opportunities and take advantage of them.
That's wonderful. So you're providing the job opportunities and career growth as well. Yeah, that's good to hear. We're coming at a close here with the interview match. My last question here is, do you have a message for the world? It could be a philosophy, it could be something about critical connection, it could be a nugget of wisdom, it could be anything you like.
Well, let me try not.
Sure.
I'll try not to be cheesy, but anyway,
You're
I
good.
think with critical connection, like I said, our main core value is really to have that per, good work-life balance.
Right.
It's really enjoying your work. I know it's hard that sometimes work and enjoyment, sometimes it doesn't go hand in
Yeah.
hand, right? But yeah, we really try to develop that. Even through our early stages, we've done a lot of activities, team building, out of town trips with a team and all that. We are particular with how long or how hard they work, right?
Mhm.
Because like I said, just having that positive culture, it's really what we work for in Critical Connection is to have that, because when you enjoy your work, then
Your productivity is higher. Yeah.
yes, and then like what I tell, what I almost tell our people is, you spend like a third of your life working,
Hmm.
right? In a day, you
True.
spend at least a third of it. So
Yeah.
if you're not enjoying it, if you're not happy with it, so it means you're miserable one third of the day, and
Yeah.
the two thirds of the day, it maybe not as pleasant as well, right? So,
Right.
what kind of what kind of quality of life do we have if we do not enjoy our work, right? So,
Right.
even though there's always challenges, there's always stress, and definitely there are always problems. But if you look at everything in a positive light, then it changes everything, even your productivity, your wellness, your well-being, right? It will all follow. So I think if there's a message from me is to enjoy.
Yes, thank you, Matt. Yes, life quality and work-life balance. Thank you
Yeah.
so much, Matt. Hey, it's wonderful to meet you, by the way.
Yes, thank you for your time also, Judy, and for chatting with me today.
Thank you. Thank you, Matt.
All right, thank you, Judy. All right.